Yeah, so I just want to go back to the beginning of last year with APT. So APT is mainly a on-site, physical, face-to-face training business based in Newcastle, but traveling to every state of Australia.
Yep.
And then the Rona. So let's walk through a bit of the journey and some of the, firstly, high five to you because despite all of that, and this is what we're going to learn, despite all of that, APT's had its best year ever. So even when it should have been the worst year ever, actually, I'm going to give you props too. We had a conversation mid-corona and you said to me, I don't care about anything else. The goal is that we don't have to let anyone go that we don't want to let go because we don't have the cash. We need to do whatever we can do to make sure that we keep our team and we look after them and that we don't have to lay anyone off. And that became the North Star of, right, what do we got to do? So amazingly, you managed to do that, keep the team going, keep the dollars coming in. So I'm going to hand over to you now. Just walk us through that journey and any of the trials and tribulations.
Oh, Rona. I think everyone's probably sick of Rona. I guess, we probably underestimated, actually, when I say I underestimated the impact that Corona was going to have on our business and probably the longevity of the stuff that was going to come out of Corona. So in hindsight, I probably should have done some other things right at the start. And that's the beauty of hindsight. So we were a on-site business. Our training, we were set up for on-site training. We've got 2 trailers that travel the country. They do tens of thousands of kilometres every year, everywhere. Like we're down to South Australia, we're up to Queensland, and it doesn't matter. We're just constantly travelling, and probably we let the idea that Corona was only going to be short-term drive some decisions, and we kind of just ploughed on for a little bit, and until it was really that realisation of, oh shit, how long is this? When are we going to come out of this? And then I guess our customers probably didn't also realise how big an impact it was going to have on them. Like for us, we're out here in the Hunter Valley or we're up in Mudgee, and for the better part, we're out of the epicenters that were big Corona cases, and do we really have to worry about it? And then I think as it went on a little bit, our customers and the site started to realise, well, hang on, if we get one case in a team of 12 that sits in a bus together and rides backwards and forwards and works in close proximity, hang on, that might take out a whole team or a whole crew, and all of a sudden the impact of that revenue. So then any potential carriers were locked off site. So whether that was our BD, so Gav couldn't get the site to just talk to people about how we might be able to help them and do work, whether it was us trying to
note that Gav is the type of salesperson that is a face-to-face relationship building dude. Like that's what's ingrained to him. That's what he that's his jam. Technology, not his strong point. Getting in and saying hi to people, going champions is his jam. So that's a massive
props to Gav this year. He has been a fish out of water, but not been able to be on site. And it's been probably nearly 12 months now for him where he's been locked off site. And, normally we're running through hundreds of litres of fuel in his ute, and it's sat in his front driveway while he's been on the phone. So, that's the first impact, is that from a sales and a business development and a relationship management point of view, we just couldn't be on site to have that human connection, which is, pretty important. And then even training programs that we had booked in, it's like, oh, you're a potential carrier, we're not bringing you to site, we're excluding you. And even we're not going to mix crews. So we're not going to have those people from over there and those people from over there, because if one of them's sick, we don't want to explode it. So it really got into this cycle where it didn't matter how you wanted to think about delivering and being on site, it just wasn't going to happen. So for us, that started to really impact what we're doing. We were still lucky enough that we could operate our office and operate our training room here. We only have fairly small numbers. We've only got about 6 in the room anyway, so it didn't super impact that. It was more that the sites were going, everything's off. So not only are we not going to see anyone, but everything's off. We're cancelling everything. and that, yeah, that vibe that ran through every customer, and it just, everything was hard. Every time we turned around, it was, no, we can't do that. We're just not. But, you know, we can do online training. Yeah, we're just not. We're just not. Luckily for us, we'd been working on moving our training to an online delivery. So some of our students were able to pause the face-to-face component and still work online with us and still get through some of the training. And that was probably, it was probably good fortune for us that we'd started that process. And we've certainly worked really, really hard since then to push all that we can to an online platform so that we're not going to get caught out.
Yeah, and that's actually future-proofing the business far more than just Corona, because now you're able to access people outside of Australia that still need this knowledge, at access to people that their company may not pay for them or they won't give them the time. That's giving them some more flexibility from that. It's opened up new streams and like pathways of having able to have entry-level products to step people through the process, so that if it was too big a jump for them to jump into a $6,000, $8,000 program, pick them up with like $100 product, get them started, get their juices flowing. So it's kind of made a whole new pathway and division for you, but it's also future-proofing you against anything that happened. Like, because I know you guys got, any natural disaster happens, you get impacted, like anything like that. And this, I think, is, although it's been hard, you've now really set your business up to explode and leverage that. There might have been a thought there before, but this is now, it's like, okay, cool. We're thinking even bigger picture. We're thinking new ideas out of the box, and the business has gone probably places and ready to go places that it may not have got to, or would have taken a lot of time. And, you know, a competitor could have come in and swooped out that online stuff.
Absolutely. And so it's given us a chance to focus on, I guess, future-proofing, but also being able to serve students that we probably couldn't have got to otherwise. There's so many of our customers and students that are in remote locations in the middle of nowhere and just can't get access to training anyway. So it's really given us a chance to have a bigger impact and get more done and you know, access more of those students just by moving to that online stuff. So we were fortunate enough that we could do that and make that happen, and that we were already in the process of doing it. That was probably a really, really good thing.